Do you want?
What's up, Chris?
What's
I feel like
up,
romper
Chris?
room. Seeing all the names coming in here.
So fun. And as always, yes, we will be sending a recording. That's a question that comes up every single time we have these when people need to jump off. Don't be concerned. We record all of them. We send out the replay to everybody who is registered, even if you weren't on. So you'll get the replay on this. And I'm excited to speak with Coach Becker here. He's been on everyone we've had so far, and he always pipes up with just some wonderful comments here in the peanut gallery and kind of shares his experience. So I'm just excited to give you an opportunity to kind of shine and just talk a little bit about who you are and your journey. The whole point of Coach's Corner is for those listening to be able to get a feel how other people have done it. And so the last three we did, one was with Steve, who really, when I met him over the phone, he was like Peter Pan. He was a traveling wanderer. He finally met a woman.
I'm sorry, what?
Finally met a woman.
I didn't want to listen to it. So what did you say? I'm sorry.
Hey, can whoever is speaking, can you put yourself on mute for me, please? If you've got some background noise. But anyway, someone who just really didn't want a desk job and wanted to lean into something he was passionate about, and he's now doing this full time. And then we had Sarah, who's actually a practitioner. So she's someone who's an example of who had a clinical license and actually decided to go into health coaching and is doing that full time. Then we had Kate, who's really not, I wouldn't even really call her a coach so much as a content creator and making an outstanding living doing just that. And now we have Coach Becker, who I think is a phenomenal example of somebody who has two passions, right? Somebody who has two professional loves and wants to be able to honor both. And so I wanted to be able to highlight that this doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. It certainly can be. And many of us are doing it that way. And so for some, it becomes like you're doing two things until you move into health coaching full time, or there's a lot of people that might want to always do this in conjunction with someone else or something else. So I just think this is a phenomenal example of how you've been able to use your expertise in another field and your past experience to grow this while still continuing to do something that you love. That's my little pitch. That's my little story and how I perceive you. But I'm sure there's so much that I don't know about you, and the same thing with everybody else. So I would love for you to I'm going to shut up and give you the mic and just give us your origin story. Tell us a little bit about how you became Coach Becker.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me on, Laura. Like I said, I've been a part of this. I just had my 5-year anniversary of being a certified Primal health coach, and I've absolutely just loved the community. It's been great to get to know a lot of people. And again, it really has changed my life. And so my background is I've been a wedding photographer for, this is my 26th year shooting weddings, and I still shoot weddings. And I'm at the point now where wedding photography is more of my side hustle and the coaching is my main gig, where it didn't start that way. I kind of started on the side. But again, I've been shooting photos forever. I had a website in the mid 90s when I used to have to explain to people what a website was. I'm like, you could go on your computer and look at my pictures. It's fancy. But I had my website up before Google was even a company. I found my first bride found me on Yahoo when that was the big search engine. Now no one thinks of Yahoo as a search engine. But like I launched my website, and the next day I booked a wedding in Destin, Florida. And I was living in Southern California at the time. And it's just kind of crazy. And again, traveled the world with my camera, had a great time, loved every minute of it. And I still love taking pictures. I love showing up on a bride's day where she's dressed up, she's looking good, she's happy. Me and my wife shoot together now. We've got a really good thing going. But it's just one of those things where it was like, I did that forever. And for the most of my life, I was a single guy traveling all over, eating like restaurant food and fast food. And just like, again, I was a single bachelor, making really good money, but I didn't know how to cook. So I was like, oh, pickup sticks, PF Chang's, eating crap food all the time. So here I was just like, having a great time, but I was like almost 300 pounds, and just was traveling and stuff. And so again, I don't know, I had a really good business. I loved doing photography, and then I loved helping other photographers. I started helping other people how to build a business, how to do Photoshop, how to sell albums, how to set your flash to get the best lighting. And I've just always helped my fellow, competitors. I'm a big believer in the rising tide raises all ships kind of thing. But again, my whole life, I started out, I was like a chunky little kid. And when I was a teenager, I was overweight. And then by the time I was an adult, I was actually obese. Even though I didn't know I was obese, I just was, but I didn't realize it for a while. And then one day, literally, it was like about 12 years ago, I was shooting a wedding in Las Vegas, and they had an Elvis impersonator. We were at the Bellagio, really fancy wedding, not one of those like drive-through Vegas weddings. It was a fancy Vegas wedding, but they had this Elvis impersonator who was so good. He looked just like Elvis, sounded just like Elvis. I got my picture with Elvis, and it was the first time I saw a photo, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fat. I mean, that's when I realized I was actually obese. I always knew I was big boned. I was husky. I was, whatever, pick your adjective. But I was like, oh my God, I am obese. I got home from Las Vegas. I went to my parents' house because I didn't have a scale. Because why would I have a scale? I'm a single guy and I don't give a shit, right? So I weigh myself at my parents' house, and I was like, it came so close to 300 pounds. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. Like, I had no idea. And then it's like one of those things. My parents, they wanted to say something to me, but it's hard to say something because it's like, you don't want to fat shame anyone. You want to hurt their feelings. My parents said they were really concerned. And they let me know, oh, like last week, the neighbor across the street, who's about the same exact size as you, his son found him dead in the shower. He was 2 years older than me. I was 37 at the time. He was 39. His 13-year-old son found him in the shower. And it was like a wake-up call. It was like, okay, all right, I got to do something about this weight, once. And I had done everything in the past. Like, again, I was doing wedding photography and I was making really good money. So I'd hire personal trainers all the time. And then I would buy these shakes and I would do this and it did everything. Nothing worked. I went to Weight Watchers with my mom. I did the cabbage soup diet. I tried everything. Nothing worked. So finally I read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Body book, which I had already read his 4-Hour Work Week. And I loved that whole concept. So I really liked Tim Ferriss. I read 4-Hour Body. I was like, oh, I'll try this slow carb thing. Okay, eat really good for 6 days, cheat day on the weekend, all that stuff. Well, I lost 70 pounds the first year, and it was awesome. I was like, holy crap, something finally worked. And then it was just nuts. And I kept it off for a couple of years. Everything was good. I kept it off. And then I had like a business venture, like a side project kind of go sideways, broke up with my girlfriend, met my now current wife, long distance relationship, yada, yada, yada. Here we are. I moved to St. Louis 8 years ago, and I noticed I started gaining some of the weight back. And I was like, man, I did really good. I kept it off for years, started gaining the weight back. And then it was like, it all came down to, found out we're having a kid. I was like, oh yeah, it's not exactly planned. She's already surprised. But we weren't married. And so it was like, oh, here we go. But then it was like, I became a dad at 41 years old. Okay. When my dad was 41, I was 20, so I'm like, I'm an older dad. And I lost the 70 pounds. I gained 35 back. So you muted me too, Laura. It said host muted everyone. But you guys can hear me now? Nod, yes, we're good. Okay, so again, like I'm an older dad, and I'm like, I gained the 35 pounds back. I have to get on track. I'm about to be a dad. So I finally started doing keto. I read the book Eat Bacon, Don't Jog, best book ever. And I started doing keto, and I lost the 35 pounds in like 6 weeks before she was born. Went on to lose another 30 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. And at that point, again, here I am, just a wedding photographer who was interested in like this low carb lifestyle kind of thing. And all my friends were just like, oh my God, you look amazing. Tell me what you did. Tell me what you did. So I started health coaching before I was a health coach. I had no business doing it and no idea. I literally had a PayPal link and a Facebook group. And it was like, hey, give me $100 and I'll let you into my group. And we're going to do this challenge. We're going to go through for 100 days. We're not going to eat any sugar, grains, or seed oils. Actually, back then it was just no sugar and no grains. Now we add the seed oils. But it was kind of the Vinnie Tortorich thing, even though I didn't know who Vinnie was at the time. But no sugar, we're giving up carbs for 100 days. So I had 50 people sign up. Again, mostly photographers. Again, no training, no formal training, no nothing, whatever. So then then that ends right before Christmas. And then at New Year's, hey, tell all your friends. Let's do it. 150 people sign up.
Wow.
Like I have 200 clients. And then that was the time I'm like, oh, maybe I should like get certified or something. That's when I found you guys. And I'm like, it was so cool. I do like it because back then, like the course, the certification course wasn't dripped out. It was go as fast as you can. And I got certified in like 3 weeks because I just read all the stuff. And it just aligned with the experience that I had and the books that I'd read and my whole low carb approach of just not eating crap food and processed stuff. And so whatever. So I became a coach and I was like, yay, right on. And so now it just like, if nothing else, the certification gave me the confidence to know that when I tell people to not eat sugar, grains, and seed oils, like I know I'm right. I don't care what the medical establishment says. I don't care what your doctor says. And I know we got to be careful, like giving the medical advice and stuff. So I have all kinds of disclaimers, but it's just like, I just know I'm right. I'm like, this is the way to live. And I know there's a million ways to lose weight, but like giving up this stuff, it's just so funny too. Cause when I started my low carb thing, I was like, I didn't care about health. I didn't care about health one bit because I started way before I was married or had kids. I just wanted to lose weight because I was sick of having man boobs. So I was literally eating a pound of bacon a day. I was eating, and I was like, I was certain my heart was going to stop, but I didn't care because at least I was looking good. I was feeling skinny and whatever. But then you realize, oh, saturated fat isn't the problem. So anyway, as you guys all know, it's just been a crazy journey, but that's what I've been doing these last few years. And so when I started coaching people, it was like a little side hustle. And what I want to talk about a little bit later today is like kind of the small, medium, and large way to go about your business. But I just had a little side hustle, and it was just like PayPal link, Facebook group. I had a Tumblr blog, free, didn't cost me anything to do all that stuff. And again, I had 200 clients before I even got certified. And then what I realized is like, I was doing these challenges, and they were great. 100 days. It was called the Lazy Man's Challenge. The tagline was burn fat whether you work out or not. And it was awesome. And again, tons of people did it. And then what I realized is at the end, I was like, well, I don't actually want to encourage people to be lazy. But I lost my 100 pounds without working out once. I didn't do a single sit up. I never jogged a single mile, never. Not until I lost the weight did I actually start enjoying working out and stuff like that. But so then I just decided like, okay, this little side hustle, I'm really passionate about it because I always thought like, I love doing wedding photography. It's kind of important. Like this is their first day together. We've got this official start of their lives. I take a lot of pride in my wedding photography, but I wasn't like curing cancer. I wasn't like saving lives. And now that I've been coaching, the thank you notes that I get from my weight loss clients, there's, oh my God, you saved my life. Oh my God, I got off all these medications. Oh my God, I'm no longer diabetic or pre-diabetic, or I no longer am on this pill or whatever. And it's just crazy the kind of feedback that I get from my clients. And so I just got really passionate about doing that. And so I've just been tweaking and massaging and trying to figure out the best business model to really make it a sustainable business where, again, the photography is the side hustle. And I still like doing photography. I still love shooting, but now I shoot the photos and I just give my wife the cards. I don't do Photoshop. I don't do anything. I take the pictures on the weddings. But then again, I've just been connecting with other health coaches, trying to help people build their online presence. The easier you make it for people to give you money, the more likely they will give it to you. So like, I just kind of study all the marketing and the online courses and all that stuff. So that's what I've been up to.
I love it. And, in my role at our school as admissions director, the whole marketing side of all of this stuff is by far the most confusing and intimidating part for everyone. I think, you can give me your opinion, but I think by the time you graduate from our program, I feel most people feel confident that they know enough about the human body and human metabolism to be helpful for people. And yet they still keep saying, I don't know enough, or I don't feel prepared, or I still feel like an imposter. And I think a lot of this comes from this fear of putting themselves out there. And that comes from a lot of different places. And what I love about your story is in the beginning there, that first, you just threw it out there.
Yeah, 200 clients.
Yeah, you just threw it out there before you ever even had. Oh, that's the other thing. Before you ever even really had a website or had, at least for this, right? So you didn't let the fact that you didn't have the perfect website, you didn't have the perfect program put together, you didn't have hundreds of clients under your belt before you kind of threw this out here. You just said, look, this is my experience. This is how I think I can help people. These 3 things helped me and changed my life. I can help. And I just love that you kind of went forward with it and had the confidence to do that. And I would love for you to maybe expound on that a little bit. Because, some of the questions I have here and what I've been asking everybody is, what is health coaching to you? And when you started that first group, did you realize that's what you were doing? Do you feel that is essentially health coaching, or is that like an extension of health coaching? Give me your thoughts.
Well, when I started, like I said, when I started my own journey, I didn't care about health, just wanted to lose weight. And then when I started coaching people, health, yes, mattered, but still, I will help you lose weight. People saw my transformation. When you see my before and after picture on my website, like, oh my gosh, it's a different person. It's so funny because I moved to St. Louis 8 years ago, and everybody I know in St. Louis has known me basically at this size. all my friends from California or my photographer friends or whatever that I haven't seen in forever. And then I run into them. They're like, oh my God, you look amazing. Look, you're like totally different. You have 3 kids now. And it's like, my life is different than it was 10 years ago. But you know, so like now that I get it and I understand what's going on, dude, it's all about health. When people sign up for my keto code, the number one principle they get, this is about health gain, not weight loss. And then I'm like, it's not really about weight loss. It's about fat loss. Okay. But really, like if you focus on the health gain, the fat loss just ends up being a really nice side effect. And then of course the weight will come down. But it's funny because we all know that this is a really healthy eat. And we have people like Mark and like in this community, we know that this is going to promote longevity and not just lifespan, but health span and feeling good and lots of energy. And we all have experienced this because that's why we became health coaches, because we had our own personal revelation or transformation or whatever it is. And we know, and the thing is, the group of us are fighting against all the mainstream information. And so it's kind of crazy but then when you have to market it, it's hard to say like, hey, I'm a health coach. Would you like to get healthy? Because people usually think they leave that to their doctor or they leave that to, you know, that thing or whatever. And then it's like, but again, when people come to me, they just want to lose weight. And then I say, okay, yeah, I can help you lose weight. But then now we're going to reframe it and say, hey, everything that we're doing is to promote health gain, and then the weight loss and fat loss are just a nice side effect. So if they say they want to lose weight, I'm not going to correct them. No, you don't want to lose weight. You want to lose fat, or then you want to gain health. Like that's semantics. But ultimately, people as a coach, your job is people are over here and they want to be over here, whether it's they want to be skinny or fit or strong or don't have PCOS anymore or tame their Hashimoto's or whatever they're dealing with. They're here. They want to be here. Your job is to help them. The thing about health coaching, no matter how good we are at health coaching, we can't do it for them. You know, like I would love to hire Steve to do some kettlebell swings for me. I'm like, dude, do another 50, bro. If I could get the benefit, I would pay him whatever it takes. Like I give him all my money, you know, because who likes doing those? Or burpees? Hey, do 50 extra burpees for me. We can't do that. I joked around when I first started. I'm like, hey, if you hire me, I've got this guaranteed weight loss thing. I will actually baby bird the food into your mouth. You know, I'll chew it up for you and you will lose weight on that program. But obviously it's disgusting. It was a joke, but that's the thing. You can't outsource your health. So I think as health coaches, you know, when I just look at the difference in my life, yeah, I lost 100 pounds. Cool. I feel like I look a lot better. I got myself a nice hot young wife. I like to brag about my 12-year-old younger wife, humble brag. But the thing is, what I have a hard time even explaining to people is I just feel good. I just feel so much better. Because when I was in my 30s, I just felt old and run down and decrepit and like everything hurt and I was inflamed. And I didn't know I was inflamed. I just know, this is just what happens when you turn 30 and you get old. When you're 30 and almost 300 pounds, you feel like shit, you know? And then now it's like, I'm approaching 50 and I feel great. And I've got tons of energy. And it's like, it just feel good. And so that's what I tell people. It really is about this health gain, and the weight loss is just a nice thing. And then again, it's about the habits. It's about lifestyle. So when I go back to that challenge, I did a 100-day challenge, the lazy man's challenge, 100 days, give up grain, sugar, all that stuff. Then what happened at the end of 100 days, I didn't get any more money and they didn't get any more support. And so almost everybody who did my original challenge, a handful of people stuck with it because I told them like the real challenge starts on day 101. What are you going to do when you're not a part of this group or part of this thing anymore? And most people go back to their old habits and most people gain their weight back. My sister-in-law, she lost 45 pounds in 100 days. And then it was like right after the 100 days were up, it was her birthday. Oh, yeah. She had cake. And then the next week she went on vacation and then she was off the rails and she gained all of it back, you know? And now she says that she doesn't want to try it again because, it didn't work. I'm like, it did work. It's just you. Anyway. Right. I don't want to talk about my sister-in-law.
If I were to think of it, so what you just described is so common with every sort of weight loss program that's out there. And I'm not bashing weight loss programs because they work, especially ones like yours that are designed to lead with health first. It's this finite ending. And I don't really know how to solve that problem. It happens in so many instances, but this might be a great way. So here's a question that comes up that I'd like for you to define, because when we're leading mostly with nutrition in our programs, hey, lose all this fat without ever having to lift a weight or run up a mile, whatever. The question I get all the time is, so what is a health coach? What are you, a nutritionist? You know, like for the average person, understanding the difference between what we do as health coaches and what nutritionists or dietitians do, to them, it's synonymous. Same thing with kind of personal trainer that comes up too.
Mhm.
I mean, have you run into that, and how do you describe the difference?
I don't look at that. In fact, it's not on my homepage. On my about page, there is a little blurb that has the Primal logo. But what I learned from photography, nobody cares that I have an associate's degree from a local junior college. I have an associate's degree from Saddleback College in photography. Nobody cares. You either look at my pictures and you like my photos, or you don't, And so the same thing I feel like with this, I don't like market myself as a health coach, because really it's not about me. What I'm trying to do is solve a problem. If you're overweight, if you're obese, if you can't do this, I play with my headlines on my website all the time. I had one of them said, "Listen up, chunky," trying to like be bold and like, hey, some people are gonna get offended, but that's just my personality. I have this, people either love me or hate me, and I'm fine with it. But it's just like, some people aren't going to do it. And I don't think of myself as like a health coach. I don't say, "Hey, I'm your health coach." I'm saying, if you have this problem, I can solve it. So that's what it really comes down to. If you got a toothache, how do you make the toothache go away? You want it to go away. If you're poor, you need to get money. If you are overweight, you need to lose weight. If you have this chronic condition, you want it to go away. So I think what I tell all my clients is like, remember, nobody cares about you. They care about themselves. So you put it out there forward facing, like, hey, if you're dealing with this problem, I have a solution to that problem. And it's not, hey, I'm Coach Becker, a health coach. Like, I don't bill myself that. Now I do have a section on my website. It's like health and wealth coach, because I do health coaching and I do business coaching. So, and it just rhymes and it sounds good or whatever. Yeah. But it is hard to define it. And then health is so like, who defines health? And then it's like all these vegetarians and vegans. Oh, this is really healthy, or this is really healthy. I mean, the whole world is going plant-based right now. And I'm like, well, that's the problem. First of all, we've been plant-based forever, because corn and sugar and wheat are all plant-based, and all the seed oils.
How that worked out for us.
Yeah, don't get me started on those folks, but it's just so hard. And so really it comes down to figuring out what you are good at, what you're passionate about. And if it relates to your life and you've overcome it, it goes back to Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. Like, you went on this thing. Like, my friends now that knew me way back when, I was the guy who at Burning Man, I would eat an entire box of cereal with a kid's shovel, like a sand shovel. And as a joke, I would just eat my cereal with this big old shovel. I would eat one box of cereal in a sitting, like an open box of Girl Scout cookies was an empty box. Like, that's just me. And then my friend's like, wait, you're now a weight loss coach or a health coach or whatever. Cause it's like, I was like the most unhealthy person ever,
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, but it just comes down to figuring out what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and then making people know that, hey, this is what I'm about. If you have this problem, I can solve it. Cause the thing is, as a health coach, the harder thing is trying to not be generic, like, oh, healthy, it's healthy, I'm going to help you have a healthy lifestyle. What does that mean?
Right.
So you have to frame it in a state of a problem. If you have this problem,
right,
as Vanilla Ice would say, yo, I'll solve it. So you get that thing where, and if you can do that, and if you're good at solving that problem, you'll have a sustainable business, because then other people go, oh, hey, I had this problem too. And, Coach Becker, help me out, or go check this out, or go to Catology, or whatever it is.
Well, what's funny is, Erin and I have repeatedly, like in every webinar, on our podcast, and these sessions that we're talking to, like, you cannot sell health coaching. Nobody knows what that is. Yeah. Nobody knows that's what they need. It is. Rachel piped up here. Thank you, Rachel. Someone actually put their real name in there. By the way, there's like 1,000,001 Jane O's listed in here. If you are listed as Jane O and you are not Jane O, change your name, so that we know who's actually talking. But you must be able to solve a problem. If you can't solve a problem, then you don't have a business. So many of you that are coming to this wanting to be, oh, I want to help everybody, I'm afraid to narrow my focus because I don't want to turn people away. That is not going to happen. Okay. This is my experience, and I have seen this to be true across multiple businesses, from when I was in finance, from when I owned a gym, and myself as a health coach. People are less likely to pay money out of pocket for a generalist, someone who does something general. They are much more willing to pay money out of pocket for a specialist that they feel is going to solve their problem, to use your exact words. And I can't drive that home enough. And here's the thing. Look, I know that many of us are just sick and tired of the weight loss field, that there's so much that has gone so horribly wrong in the weight loss field. It's in terms of just nefarious characters trying to take advantage of a situation and really selling a bunch of garbage, right? Or leading to like negative relationships with food and all that stuff. But there's absolutely no way of avoiding the simple fact that it is the number one driver and motivator that people take on, that even consider changing how they eat, that they join the gym, or, oh, hire a coach. So in terms of weight, and I'm not saying that you have to make weight loss your focus. You don't, because there's all sorts of other health problems that you can help people solve. However, I think in terms of weight loss, a term we used to use in the finance industry is people might want cake and ice cream, but what they really want, or what they really need, is an actual meal. I think the term we used was people want meat and potatoes, but what they really need is vegetables. So we're going to lure them with the steak and potatoes, and we're going to give them vegetables, right? So we might lead them with content and messages that tap into that, how they're feeling right now about where they are from a weight perspective, and letting them know that you've got the solution to the problem. And at the end of the day, giving them information is great at all. But to what you were just talking about with that one woman who joined your first group, who lost all this weight, but then the minute she stopped doing it, she fell off the wagon, right? Because what she needed was the ongoing coaching. She needed to learn how to actually make this and make it translatable to every other aspect of her life. So you can bring people in with this, like, hey, I've got a solution to this weight loss problem, but you also have to give them what they need in addition to what it is they want.
Yeah. So
Right?
real quick, welcome Danielle and Shireen, both just joined the program. One like just a
Yes.
half an hour ago just joined. So thanks for being here and stuff like that. But yeah, it really comes down to like, yeah, you have to be able to sell the solution. And then it comes down to like, you're not ever selling information. Okay. So I always tell people my program is so simple, but it's not easy. Okay. It's simple. Don't eat sugar, don't eat grains, don't eat seed oils. That's it. That's my advice. That's what it is. But changing a lifetime of habits is different. So that's why you should have a coach. That's why you should invest in a coach to show you. And again, the same thing, like I always tell people like, hey, you could do this on your own. Like I did. I didn't have a weight loss coach. I finally got motivated after trying a million times and I just did it. But what I know about people who are obese, they usually lack that discipline or the motivation or whatever. And so it's nice to have someone keep you accountable or whatever. And I'm still working with my own things. Like and again, you talk about imposter syndrome. Like I try not to compare myself to other people. I compare myself to who I was, 100 pounds ago. Like I look at Steve and Steve's like shredded and ripped. And I'm like, I don't have a six pack. I don't even have close to a six pack. And again, I've lost 100 pounds, can't seem to lose the last 20 to save my life. But then again, I still like to take my kids out for ice cream every once in a while. And I still don't like exercise all that much. So it's like, I'm not comparing myself to other people. And I'm not saying like, hey, my program will get you shredded, because that would be like not genuine, because that's not my experience. I can get you from like obese to like a nice average body or normal body or whatever, not overweight anymore, not obese, but not shredded. Like that's the next phase. We're working on that, but so that's the thing. You just have to figure out like where you want to have people go and just so like, hey, this is what we're about. Like I can help you go from here to here. And then, but having that coach, your job is to provide that motivation, the accountability, the troubleshooting. And then just the fact, like my one-on-one clients, they do really well because they know they have to call me or text me every Friday morning and let me know what their weigh-in was. Take a picture of the scale or send me the number or whatever. And just knowing that they have to share this number with another person keeps them on track during the week, And then if they don't set up one time, I don't say anything. But then if I don't hear from them by next Friday, what's up? I just sent a little text, literally, what's up? And then, oh, yeah, I went on vacation or this or that or whatever. Insert excuse here. Okay, well, you paid me a lot of money. You've got a lot of skin in the game. How do I help you get back on track? And so what my whole program is about, the mental side. The nutrition is so simple. Again, not easy, but it's simple. Like just don't eat this stuff. Don't eat processed food. That's what it really comes down to. Like I don't care if you do keto or paleo or the Weston Price or the Sapien program or carnivore, whatever. It's just like, don't eat processed food. You just do that and you'll be good. Right. And then there's different ways. You can do it faster or slower. I've always liked the Whole30. I thought was a good program. I've done that a few times, but they even say this is not a weight loss program. This is about eliminating these things from your life and whatever. And so I like keto because it's like the Whole30, but then I could have cheese again. So I'm like, you know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think narrowing your focus to that particular solution, right? So here's the problem. Here's my solution. And those that are interested in using my solution are going to be drawn to me. And here's why, because here's my experience, you know? And I don't think you should shy away from that. And even folks that might live in a state where the laws are a little stricter than others, in many cases, the laws are really pertaining to doing a nutritional assessment and diagnosing or prescribing some sort of nutritional protocol specific to that person, versus if you go to market as the keto coach, the idea is that people are going to be gravitating to you because they want that solution. They actively chose it.
Right.
You didn't put it upon them. So from a scope of practice point of view, that works. So whether it's keto, whether you're the macro counting person, maybe you are, you know, whatever your focus really is, you know, my focus is really more around a protein centered diet. Do some people take a keto approach? Yeah. You know, but everyone's going to kind of have their own thing. But if you're leading forward with, this is what I do, that's what's going to draw people to you if they haven't sort of an interest in that. Right. So would you mind a little bit giving us a little bit of a glimpse into your program? And I would love to hear how you built it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, I'll start. I mentioned earlier, I want to talk about small, medium, and large. So again, if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot to invest, literally, you don't have to have a lot. You can get a Tumblr blog website. Tumblr, I don't know if you've heard of that. It's like Twitter, but more stuff, but whatever. But it's a free blogging platform. You could use it as your website. In fact, if you go to, not that I want you to go there, but beckergetsfit.com was a blog that I set up years ago, and it just points to that site. And that was when I kind of went on my journey when I started doing keto. And I would just post, here's what I'm eating, here's my workout, here's the motivational quote, here's whatever. And then you could link off to that. And all you need is a little PayPal button so that people can pay you, or better yet, you can go to squareup.com and get a free Square store. And then you could say, here's my 6-week program, my 12-week program, my this or that. They don't do subscriptions on SquareUp. So hopefully someday they'll get there. But, you know, either way, you could just have a small thing where you just have social media, or like you have Instagram with the link tree. But ultimately you need something where you can take a credit card. And that's why I think SquareUp's great, because it's free. They just charge 2.75% per transaction or whatever, and 30 cents or whatever. So you don't have to invest a lot right off the bat, but you can just do it where you're either putting content out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Live, and just say, hey, and I always say it like this, whenever I'm doing Facebook, I don't like to ever hit up my friends. I don't like to go, hey, sign up for my coaching program. What I say is, hey, friends, if you know anybody who's struggling with your weight, would you mind sharing a link to my website? Because that way I'm not asking them directly to sign up. And maybe they do, and many of them have, but really it's just more of the ask to like, share this thing so that all of your friends see it. And that way more people get out there and more people get to the program and get to the thing. But so it's like, whether it was back in the day, it was just like, hey, the Lazy Man's Challenge, we're starting January 4th, the first Monday in January, boom, 100 days, we're going till April. And that was the thing. I had the 50 people signed up, and then almost everyone got a couple extra people to go through. And then 150 people are going through this program. So you could do that. And that was with no startup, no web infrastructure, nothing. Okay. And then I bought a course. I bought Teachable. I don't know if you heard Teachable, but it's a little platform. You can put a course on there. And I did that. And I just felt like, oh, instead of doing the same, hey, lessons over and over, week 1, week 2, week 3, I just recorded it. So I did another session of the 100 days. And then during those 100 days, about 13 weeks, and I would here's the week 1 video. Hey guys, welcome to week 1. This is all about getting fat adapted. Here's the foods that you don't want to do. Here's what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. Week 2, we talk a little bit about macros. Week 3, we're talking about this, all these different things. I just recorded it. And then people could go through, and you pay Teachable, I think it was $100 a month or whatever. And then now you could take the Lazy Man's Challenge and you could start whenever you wanted. You didn't have to wait till the next cohort went through. And so it was just like this evergreen course. And I still had lots of people go through, oh yeah, hey, boom, 100 days. And they go through and they get all the same content. And the best thing about that was like, man, I would just get the money. I didn't have to do anything because the course was just there. Then I've evolved into what I've called the large thing, where right now I have it. So if you guys check out ketology.co, you could go to my website, and I have a free app that I'm developing, and it will, oh gosh, hopefully this month, this a couple days left in the month, I'm trying to get it into the Apple and the Google app stores. It's kind of a pain in the butt, and there's all these little hoops you have to jump through. And it's also, you have to be really careful about what you say and claim about weight loss because of all the legal stuff. So I got rejected the first time, but it wasn't because of the claims. It was because something else I forgot to do. But either way, I have a free app. And so when the whole goal, what you should all be trying to do is people need to land on your website somehow. I don't care. Like, it's cool that Kate has all these followers on Instagram, but I don't think she's monetizing it well enough. She's doing fine because she has other ways to make money. But if she sent that to a opt-in page where you got the email address and then you said, hey, here's my course or here's my coaching, oh my gosh, she could crush it. But it doesn't seem like she wants to do that because she likes just doing what she's doing. But the thing is, you get people to land on your website. And what has to happen is you have to get that email address. Okay. So you have to give them, I have an app now. I used to have my keto cheat sheet, my keto commandments, 10 mistakes people do during keto, some sort of lead magnet, give me your email address and I will give you this thing. Okay. And because people don't just sign up for a newsletter anymore. Nobody wants to sign up for your newsletter, not even your mom. So it's like, that's all we need is another dang email address. But if I get this cool seven stretches you should do before bed to make you super limber, or whatever it is, whatever your area of expertise is, you get them on the email address and then you just send them content and you just share and you share and you share. Here's a good idea. Here's a tip. And you just want to help people. Okay. And that's the thing. It's like, I do this. I walked away from a 6-figure photography income. Like, I was crushing it. But I just feel compelled as a former fat person that I need to help people because I know how hard it is to lose the weight. And I'm really passionate about this. And I kind of have a chip on my shoulder because I'm like, oh my God, I was lied to my whole life. That whole low fat milk thing that we switched to when I was a kid. It's what a scam that was, and like, oh, I got to eat this cereal instead of the bacon eggs that my mom used to make me every day. So anyway, I'm on this mission and I'm trying to help people. But the thing is, we all need people to land on your website. You need to get their email address. You need to give them some valuable content, and you have to establish yourself as someone who has empathy and authority. Okay, learn that from Don Miller from StoryBrand. It's like, I always say, like, look at my before picture. I have empathy. I know what it's like to have man boobs. I know what it's like to struggle to tie my shoes. I know what it's like to be fat. I know it's like to be picked on, fat shamed, teased, rejected, all kinds of things, high blood pressure, pre-diabetic. I know what it feels like. But look at me now. I know what it takes to get to here. That's why you should trust me as your coach. And then, so you want to just be giving value, just sharing, whether it's on your Instagram, whether they do opt in and you get on their email address and you give them this tip and you give them this tip and you give them this, you just give and give and give. And then you ask, and then you say, hey, would you like to join my community? Would you like to sign my program? Do you need one-on-one help? So the way my business is, to answer your question right now, I have 3 coaching options. I've got this free app, which is the lead magnet. They get on there. And then I say, like, hey, if you're familiar with low carb, but you just need some accountability, boom, I've got a community over here. You can join my community. We have it set up on Circle platform. It's beautiful. It's awesome. I've got about 40 people in there. It's not huge, but people are going in there, and every day someone's posting. I post a little motivational thing every day. People ask questions every once in a while. Every Friday we share our weigh-ins, and I never ask anyone to like put their weight. Women especially don't want to write their number down. Hey, I'm down 2 pounds this week. I'm down 1.5 pounds this week, whatever. Oh, I gained 2 pounds this week, whatever. We're just trying to have that accountability in a community. Then I have an automated program, which I call my Keto Code Reset. And it's a 90-day program that all the content is done. It's basically my course combined with a little bit of coaching. So if they buy the course, they also get access to my community. Okay. And so they get all these little videos, they get dripped out week 1, week 2, week 3. Actually, I have it set up in like 4 phases, but then they get an email a day for 90 days. I wrote 90 freaking emails, and they're short because I don't want to like take people's time. But they get an email every single day for 90 days to try to go like, hey, this whole 90 days is training for the rest of your life. Because on day 91, we keep going. Okay. And now there's options at the end of the thing. Hey, if you'd like to stay a part of the community, it's only this much per month. So I love when people sign up for this course, because it's just like, boom, I get the notification from Stripe or PayPal, $500, $1,000, whichever they end up paying. And then it's like, I don't have to do anything. I already did all the work. I did the hard work of making the videos, making the course, getting it all set up. And then I do have one-on-one coaching. So if you need to lose 100 pounds or more, you're not going to do it in 90 days. You need to commit to one-on-one coaching. and it's thousands and thousands of dollars. Why don't you hop on a call? Because nobody is going to just land on your website and go, oh, yeah, $5,000. It has to happen with a call. So that's the thing. They get on your list through the free opt-in, the lead magnet. You send them some value, you make them offer. Would you like to get on a call? Would you like to set up for this program? Does it make sense to do this? So that's what I have for the large thing, is like a full system with the e-commerce and the built-in, email marketing and the landing pages and all this different stuff. And the course is all built in. So that's what I'm passionate about. And I'm just always tweaking it, and I'm always refining it. And I get in my program, I get 1 or 2 people sign up per week for that. But I want 1 or 2 people to sign up per day. So it's just a matter of, once it gets into the app store, that's when I start like full-time becoming like on Instagram and just sharing every day Instagram. I'll even get on the TikToks, and like, I just have to, because like, that's the thing, like you build, unfortunately, we all just loved, hey, nutrition and lifestyle. We want to just share all that, but it comes down to like, you are a marketer. Like if you own your own business, like that whole, if you build it, they will come. That's bullshit. Like you have to build it, and then you have to get people to come. And it's your job is to every day put out some content, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever your platform of choice is. You just get it out there and go, and never try to say, hey, go to my website and sign up for my stuff. You say, go to my website and get my free shit, go get my cheat sheet, go get my hacks, go get my this. Get them on your list, because if they won't trust you with their credit card number, they're never going to trust you with it, or they don't trust you with the email address, they'll never going to trust you with the credit card number. So get that email address, send them content, make them offers. And the thing is, most people aren't going to take you up, and that's fine, but it's a numbers game. So I would say like, hey, if we get 100 people to my website, if I can get 10 of them to opt in and give me their email address, great. And then just 1 of them sign up, cool. Now, tomorrow we want to get 200 people to the website, So that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, again, it's my own limiting belief in my own block, but I'm just like, oh, get the stupid app in the app store. So once that happens, I told my wife too, like, that's my job. When that app is in the app store, you will hear about it every single day on my social media. And I'll be talking about this. Oh, today this is my workout today. Oh, by the way, if you want my free app, check this out. And then when they get the free app, again, all about weight loss. Hey, I'm going to help you lose weight. Here's my app, lose weight. The first principle of my app says, this is about health gain, not weight loss. That's, again, I have my 21 principles, what make up my keto code, and that's something that I've developed. I've put it together. I refine it. I get feedback based on all my clients that go through my program. Hey, how'd you do? Oh yeah, cool. You lost 40 pounds. Good for you. Okay, now let's keep that off. So, hey, I want you to stick around the community. It's this much per month. And then what I ultimately want is I want people to not need me anymore. But what I know is even 90 days, 100 days, it's not a lot of time. It's 3 times as long as the whole 30, but it's like, oh shit, it's still such a small part of your overall life. And so the point is, let's develop some habits. Let's shift your mindset and just ditch that diet mentality. This isn't so, hey, go through 90 days, lose 40 pounds, and then eat cupcakes the next day. It's not like that. So once they get to know me, they get to be a part of the thing. And again, it really just becomes like who you become. Like I was like, again, like the unhealthiest person. I just ate so much crap food. It's like embarrassing, the stuff that I used to eat. But now it's like, I'm a healthy person. I feel good. I haven't been sick in years. Like I feel great. I just like, and it's because I prioritize sleep. I move my body these days. I don't eat crap food, and there's no seed oils ever going. I have sugar every once in a while. Take the kids out for ice cream, but man, we don't eat the seed oils ever. Not an option. It's a non-negotiable.
Ice cream's my weakness too. It's the
I have 2 little girls and now a little boy. He's only 1. He doesn't eat ice cream yet. But like the girls on Father's Day, we rode our bikes up to the ice cream place, and I'm like, and I got a big old. I'm like, I didn't just get the small. I got a medium. But I was like, I'm eating it. It's all good, So, and if I do that every once in a while, again, what you eat every once in a while, not nearly as important what you eat on a regular basis. But on a regular basis, I'm eating a bunch of meat, some avocados. I love kimchi. It's a very meat heavy diet. That's just my thing, but it works for me. And so my program, it even says, hey, there's no one size fits all plan for everyone. So I say, hey, here's paleo approach. If you like a little more fruit or a little more sweet potatoes, a little more carbs that way, or there's the keto way, or hey, if you don't do good with dairy, hey, the Whole30 is good. And then once you get to your maintenance, I think the best diet on the planet is the Weston Price diet. Because then you can bring bread back as long as it's sourdough and it's fermented, real sourdough. And, whatever, everyone has to just figure out what works for them, and it needs to be sustainable. It needs to be enjoyable, all that stuff. So that's what we teach in our program. But like I said, it's all like, get to the website, give me that email address, send out some content, make offers. And again, it's just a matter of now I just need more people to go to the site, because people are converting and it's working well. But now I need to pour the gas on there. And like I said, I've just been waiting for this stupid app to get approved.
Yeah.
And
but I know what I love about this whole story is that you just put yourself out there because you knew you could help people, and your business and how you attack that business and how you structure your business has changed and grown over time as your experience has expanded, your realm of consciousness of like, oh, okay, well, I was doing that wrong. This is probably a better approach, and then brought in the tools that you needed as you needed it, rather than telling yourself you got to put out all this money in the beginning just to get started, because you don't. Let yourself sort of graduate and grow into these larger tools that make your business easier, because otherwise you will never get started.
The most important thing is just to start, and then you can always reinvest. Like, again, you have no business starting out just by buying this full website system, unless you're like independently wealthy or have other things. Some people have that, and good, more power to them. Go big or go home, that's cool. But again, it's like one of those things, start small. Once you get some paying clients, just take like, a percentage of that money to go back into the overhead, and then you build this and you build that. But again, I always think of it like this, like, look, it's not like you just go through this 90-day program, you're going to have 6-pack abs at the end and you're fit, right? It's a journey. And so is the business. Just like your health journey, it's not like you just get to a point and go, oh, okay, cool, I'm done. Right. No, the point is this is a lifelong journey. So there's that movie, The Social Network, that came out a few years ago about the building of Facebook. And he asked like, hey, when's the site going to be finished? He goes, it's like fashion. It's never finished. It always evolves. And so I just had, on June 1st, I had my 5-year anniversary of Catology.co, and I launched probably the 100th different version of the homepage. I'm always tweaking a lot. Sometimes they're big facelifts. Sometimes they're small tweaks, but I'm always tweaking. I'm always learning, trying to figure out a bit better way to say it. Yeah. And so I look at it as this health journey. For me, this is not a diet. I just eat this way. And it is funny how like people are like, wow, gosh, you eat like so weird. You eat all that steak and like, God, well, when I was eating Pop-Tarts all day, every day, no one said a damn word,
Right.
But now they're concerned for my health. Thank you. But so anyway, that's what I'm trying to do, is just my job is to get out there in front of my clients and say, hey, look, I know how hard it is to lose weight. I know what the struggle's like. Let me show you how you can do this. I said, I guarantee my program works. I cannot guarantee that you stick to the program. But if you invest a lot of money and you have some skin in the game, you pay me $100, you're going to bail, because you spend $100 on drinks on the weekend. It's nothing. You spend $5,000. Most people, $5,000 is a decent amount of money. Like, yeah, maybe I'm not going to eat that pizza. I just spent $5,000 on this coach. I'm going to try to maybe actually listen to what he has to say. And that's my job as a coach, just to kind of encourage people. Because again, we can't do it for them. We can't chew their food for them. We can't go grocery shopping for them. And our job is just to motivate, inspire, keep that accountability. And then everyone's got a different style. Everyone, like some people are the very nurturing, soft, some people are the cracking the whip, the tough love, David Goggins, like, screaming at you, cussing at you. That's not my style. But like, again, I'm just.
So, I mean, there's so much about what you're saying that is in. So I'm trying to remember when you enrolled in our course, because you may have enrolled before we ever even added our business development content.
Well, the thing is, when I started, there wasn't a lot of business stuff. There was a couple little chapters, and then I'm like, well, I already need, like, so that was the thing. So what I realized when I joined the group, I think there were less than 500 coaches. So I remember passing there was 500 people in the Facebook group. So I was in that first 500, and I enrolled in January of 2017. And okay. when I got through there, like I said, I got through the course and I thought, oh my gosh, like, again, I just felt confident that I was right about the sugar, the grains, and the seed oils. And I'm like, man, if Mark Sisson says it's true, God bless him, that guy looks amazing, I'm going to listen to that dude, right? But then again, the business stuff wasn't really there, but I already had a business background. And like I said, I had a website in 1995. I started blogging in 2005. When I started blogging, I had a t-shirt that said, I blogged your mom, and no one knew what that meant, So I was just a nerd like that, but I was always doing that different stuff. But that's when I started coaching other health coaches, because I saw like all these people that they knew about their nutrition. They've been living this primal lifestyle a lot longer than me. They're in better shape than me. But then you go to their websites and it looks kind of like homemade, or it looked like they just threw something together on Wix, or it just looks generic. And what I know from Wedding Fair, I knew so many photographers who were very, very talented photographers. But when you went to their website, it was just like a generic website. Like, no one's going to hire you because it doesn't look real. No one's going to give you thousands of dollars. They might give you hundreds of dollars, but they're not giving you thousands. And that's what I started. So I started coaching other photographers. Yes, your photography is great. Photography is subjective anyway. So it's not like who's to say who's good or not. But I'm like, well, let me show you some business practices. Organize your website this way. Set your pricing this way. Let me show you some Photoshop tips for this or whatever. And then they end up making more money. And so I did the same thing with some of the coaches. I'm like, gosh, because I just feel like we're all in this together and we're fighting the man. We're fighting the mainstream health and nutrition advice, which is garbage. It's just crap. If I hear another like gym bro, oh, it's all about the calories, bro. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know, it's like, yes, calories
simple.
count, but it doesn't mean you need to count calories. That's one of my favorite Eric Westman quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great quote. I like that quote because it's
Yeah.
so true. So you had joined and somewhere around that time is when Aaron and I were at Mark Sisson's house for our like annual team meeting. And we were adamant that this needed to be added, that we needed to add business development content. We don't hold people's feet to the fire and we don't sit down one-on-one with them like you do, like you've done with many of our coaches. But I think the quote, Sarah, was calories count, but you don't count calories. You don't have to count calories.
Eric Westman. He wrote Carb Confusion, and he's a researcher at Duke University. But yeah, calories count, but it doesn't mean you need to count calories.
Right. So, the business development content that is in our course will take you through a lot of these steps. But at the end of the day, there's still a lot of people that have a hard time getting going. And I think a lot of it is needing that, wanting that accountability or that feedback with somebody that can take a look at what they're doing and provide some practical advice on how they might be able to make things better. So I know that many people in our community have really valued the advice you've given them. And one of the things I noticed about your program, that your 90-day program where they get an email every day, guess what Primal Pro does? It's a 90-day program where they get a lesson every day. It's just done via an app you're building, right? So that's what we built out in Primal Pro, because we found that these weekly lessons were helpful. And that's what, like when you enroll in the Primal Health Coach Institute, we give you like a 12-week coaching framework and divide it into kind of like weekly topics. And that's helpful. But I found, and I would love your opinion on this, when I gave someone a big lesson that they had to read through in a week, there was a lot of, I didn't have time to get to it. It was taking me too long to read through. So that when we developed Primal Pro, and it sounds to me like this was a natural evolution for you too, is smaller pieces of information dripped every day was a lot easier for people to digest and implement.
Yeah. There's a Ziglar quote that talks about like motivation doesn't last. Motivation, like showering, doesn't last. That's why we recommend it daily. So it's like, yes, you do need to shower every day and you do need to be like, so that's the thing. So I tell them, they get the first email and say, hey, welcome. Thanks for signing up. Just so you know, you're going to get I try to make them all to be read under 30 seconds. Some of them just have a meme and a little quote or a little tip or whatever. And someone will link, hey, go watch this lesson, because some of them are a little bit longer. But I want them to, like, I tell them, I said, when you get up and you go to the bathroom in the morning, I want you to read my email on the toilet, is what I tell them. I'm like, I'm going to be part of your morning routine. And this is what's up. And then I tell them like, hey, I'll get a notification if you unsubscribe and I will secretly judge you. And so I just try to put my personality in there. But that's the thing. It's like, I just want them every single day thinking about me and thinking about, okay, yeah, Coach Becker. Again, I talk about in one of the emails, I'm like, you could have the devil on your shoulder or the angel. And I'm like, I promise you most of the time, I'm going to try to be the angel. Every once in a while, I'll be the devil and I'll tell you to do this. But it's just like that. I'm going to be your accountability. That's what you're paying for, is you're paying for me to remind you, hey, don't eat that or make better choices. And we want to get it to the point where, like I said, for me, I want people to get to the point where they don't need me anymore. Now, again, that's not great for my business because I want them to keep paying me over and over and over. But I want people to lose 50 pounds, 70 pounds, come off their medication and tell all their friends how awesome my program was. So go back to my program.
And we've gotten a fair number of students in our program that have worked with Primal Health Coaches because they were so successful and they loved the program and they loved what they learned and they wanted to go learn from where their coach learned. Which, I mean, what a great testament. I want to read through some of these comments. And again, a lot of these comments are coming in from Jane O. And I know you're not Jane O. So feel free to change your name. Someone says, yes, Laura, I think I shared this in the Facebook group, but I say very little about weight loss in my program. I focus on fixing the problem of chronic pain from autoimmune disease and GI disorders, yet somehow I was nominated in the top 3 weight loss centers in the county because, to your point, people are losing weight once they heal. Lydia is asking, I'm curious to know who is working with older folks and women. Yes, it's okay to put that out there. So anyone that might want to comment. Danielle loves keto. Another Jane O, Whole30 is great. I agree. Deborah saying that she loves keto and Dr. Boz. We have a very, very passionate keto community here in this group. And I think that's great. Someone else says they offer a meal plan as a lead magnet. So that's his or her approach, is they're putting out like a meal plan that people can kind of opt into.
Yeah, people love that kind of stuff. People want something simple. Like I've seen these opt-ins that are really elaborate and this, and that. People want three foods you should never eat, 5 things to do, something that has some kind of just like, oh, I wonder what the 3 things are. It's like, it's very kind of clickbaity, but it works. Like, again, so I'm working with a Primal health coach who specializes in helping Christian women specifically. So she's doing like the 10 keto commandments, or so they're the 10 commandments of weight loss. Yeah. And so, thou shalt not this and whatever. And so she's doing it. And so the way it works though, is like, she's doing it. And on day 1, they get commandment 1, day 2, they get commandment. She's not just giving all 10. So she's keeping them engaged and stuff like that. And at the end, she'll do a PDF that has all of them that they can download in one nice little thing. But then each one here's the commandment, here's the little thing, and then here's the action step. Go in your pantry and throw away the seed oils. Mm-hmm. The Mazola, the corn oil, whatever, get rid of that crap. So anyway, so you just got to find what works. And the thing is, you test it all the time. So I always tell people, whenever I have a client, I say, hey, look, come up with like 5 potential headlines that make sense for what you're doing. Like if you're a strength coach, 5 exercises you should do in the morning, 5 exercises you should do in bed, the best exercise for the buck, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Just come up with a bunch of titles and then just pick one, just do one. And then as soon as you finish it, start working on the next one, because after a while they lose effectiveness. And then, you just got to test. And what you want is 10 people opt in. If 10 people opt in every day, you're going to book clients. If 3 people opt in all month, oh man, then
you need a different lead magnet.
And you have to book all 3 of them. And so it's not good. I'm getting at least 10 or 12 opt-ins a day. And then, like I said, 1 or 2 sign up, a couple times. It's just kind of here or there. But
so Mark is asking, how long do clients typically engage in, whether it's your program or working?
Yeah, most people, what I've noticed on the average on the membership, they stay around 9 months or so. So a lot of people do that first 90 days. And then again, 90 days, they're going to lose 20 to 40 pounds, most people. But then people who need to lose 20, 40, people can lose 20 or 40 pounds in 90 days. They probably need to lose 75. So it really is a matter of like, I just want them to get to the point where it's not hard, like giving up carbs. Like I remember when I first started, like we got the Mexican food and when we tell the waiter, oh, don't bring out the chips and salsa. Like, don't even think about it. Cause I would eat like 4 bags of chips before my food came out, but now it's like chips and salsa can sit there all day. I'm not even gonna look at it. It's like, it's not even tempting to me. So, when you get to that point, then, hey, maybe you don't need the coaching anymore. And you've made this a lifestyle. That's what it's all about. It's ditching the diet mentality, because most people go on a diet until they lose X number of pounds or until a certain date. Oh, until vacation, until this, until that. Now, the thing is, this isn't a diet. This is just how I eat, and I just do this. I don't count calories. I don't weigh portions. I don't even track macros anymore. I just don't eat crap food. And I eat a big old meal, and then I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good for a while. And then I eat a smaller meal a day. I do 2 meals a day. So crazy. Like all these ideas. When I first started this group, in fact, this group was like, I was doing keto and I was like, oh no, keto sucks. You got to do paleo. And then Mark comes out with this keto book, and then keto is cool again. And then I'm all about like I'm like, oh dude, I just do 2 meals a day. I just call it 2MAD instead of OMAD. And then Mark comes out with this 2 meals a day book. Like, all right, I'm on to something here. So,
absolutely.
I think 2 meals a day, no snacking, is the ultimate hack. Just eat, and again, you can almost eat whatever you want, within reason. Like you can eat as much as you want, as much till you're full. Like two good, real whole food meals per day. I'm never hungry. So.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I would agree with you. So even though there's a method to our madness inside the course where we talk about a 12-week program, that's a lot easier to sell. More than half of my clients stay with me for 6 months. Yeah. More than half of them. because
So I
it
think
takes that long, but
Yeah.
a 6-month program is a lot harder to sell than a 3-month program. Now,
Yeah.
I would agree with you, like those clients that really have a lot of weight to lose. I think it's a lot easier to have that conversation on why they need to invest a lot more and stay with you for longer. They know.
Yes.
That's not typically my group. My group is women that are trying to shake the last 20, like the kid 20 that they haven't been able to shake. And now
Yeah.
they think my metabolism slowed down. And I'm like, all right, let's readjust. But it's true. I mean, real behavior change and lifelong change takes a lot longer. And if you're doing things right as a coach, your client will likely tell you they're not ready yet. There's still a lot they feel that they need help with. And then you have this sort of co-created conversation towards the end where sometimes they don't want to let go, but they need to.
Yeah. So my thing too, with like from a business model standpoint, it's like, yeah, you can sell a 12-week program or a 90-day program or whatever. But the thing is, at the end of that 90 days, you either have to have something else for them to sell or for them to buy. And it's harder to just go, hey, do you want to buy something else? Because then it's like, you have to come up with either something totally different, or you just sell a subscription. I mean, that's what Netflix does. They take your credit card and then they bill it every single month.
Yeah.
So, for my one-on-one coaching, I do have it. So it's like, you can pay monthly. Okay. And it's really expensive if you pay monthly, but if you commit to 6 months, there's a pretty good discount. And then if you commit to a year, it's even better discount. And so it just kind of depends. You need to lose 50 pounds, 6 months. You need to lose 100 pounds, that's a year. You can pay monthly if you want. It's going to cost you a lot more, but what I want people to pay me every single month. And that's the whole thing of the subscription model. Yeah. And that's what I have. That's why I have my membership. And my membership's only $100 a month for my weight loss membership. And then at the end of, if they finish the 90 days, hey, if you'd like to get in there and continue in here, it's only $49 a month for you guys. So a lot of people, oh yeah, then they jump on it and they stay for 6 months or whatever. But it's just trying to figure out, there's no one perfect business model, just like there's no one perfect diet or whatever. Everyone's just got to figure out what works for them. And so that's what I've just been trying to do, is like encourage people, like, just get out there. Don't wait till everything's perfect to start. Just get it out there. I mean, there's literally no reason you couldn't get a paid client tomorrow. PayPal link or a Square App Store, free. And then you just put it on Facebook. Hey guys. And you don't, like I said, you say, hey, if you know anyone that needs to lose some weight, or know anyone that wants to do this 21-day challenge, or if you know anyone that's struggling with this, boom, I've got this program. And that you could get clients that do this. So coming up, okay, we got the 4th of July is in 12 days or whatever. Start on the 5th. Don't start on the 1st of July.
Right.
People aren't going to do it. People eat like shit on the 4th of July. I know I'm having a cheat day, but July 5th, boom. Hey, we're going to start a 21-day challenge, a 90-day challenge, however many days you want to do it. You start it on July 5th. And there's just no reason you couldn't have that. People sign up. You promote it for the next 2 weeks on Facebook. Hey, do this. We're going to start private Facebook group, cost you nothing. And you could do that. And then what you do is every morning, July 5th, hey, you do a Facebook Live inside of the group. Hey guys, hey, I hope you all had a good 4th. Hopefully nobody caught their house on fire or lost a finger, like blowing up firecrackers, and then hey, here's what we're doing. We're eating steaks, we're eating avocados, we're doing this, and let's go for X number of days. So you could do a challenge. So for those of you who are just starting out, maybe there's people that haven't even graduated yet. Nothing that says you have to graduate to start getting money.
No, you're absolutely right. You can get started now. As a matter of fact, that the content for the 21-day total body transformation is in Primal Pro if you want it plug and play. But we also just provide it to you in a PDF where you can put that into Gmail and just have automated.
Yeah. And then put that in there. Just do a Facebook post. You just copy and paste into a Facebook post every morning. Here's today's lesson, today's challenge, today's whatever. You could do that and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, look, I started with a lot of group coaching when I first started out, and Aaron and I both agree that really you get better at the actual act and art of coaching and motivation and behavior change and psychology by coaching individuals. You absolutely do. But for many people, getting started in a group where you can sort of get a group of like-minded people or people that all have a similar goal together in a group going through a program can then help inform how to make things a little bit better and understand a little bit more about the mentality and what's going on in their brains to build just an even more. I don't think there's one right way to do this either. But I do think to really become a great coach, you have to be willing to converse with individuals one-on-one. And I also agree that relationship needs to be an investment, that this needs, you can't go out there charging people $100 a month.
No.
for a
No,
one-on-one program. Sorry,
they
guys.
have to have skin in the game. They absolutely have to
Yeah.
have skin in the game.
You
Otherwise,
really
it
need
just
to
won't
price it
work.
accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't work. So
Yeah. No, so we give you some pricing guidance in the course. But look, depending on whatever your demographic is and who it is you're looking to serve, you price yourself within their price range for sure, but it needs to be a price that it's going to have them think, all right, it's a lot of money to me, but it's worth it, right?
Mhm.
And in the course, I did a whole spiel with Erin on thinking through sales and having that sales conversation and trying to take your own ego out of that and to stop taking it personally. A no, when someone says no, it's more often about kind of where they are in this journey.
Yeah.
They're not ready yet. If you come from a place of authenticity, that you honestly feel you can help somebody and that this is a great fit, you got to get out of your head that like, I got to sell this, I got to sell that. They can smell desperation.
Yeah, you have to confidently call people to action and say, hey, look, if you're having this problem, you go here, you sign up, and we're going to take care of this for you. And the thing is, a lot of people are like, oh, I hate selling or I hate feeling like that. But it's like if you believe in what you're doing, if you believe in your coaching, your product, your service, like you have an obligation to make offers to people because the people are hurting, people are sick, people are pre-diabetic, people all have high blood pressure. Like, hey, we can help with that stuff. So you go, hey, you slide over here, I will help you fix this problem. And again, it's like they need it more than you need the money. I mean, that's really the truth, because it's like, again, what kind of price can we actually put on health? And so it's just a matter of like, again, it takes a while to build that reputation and build it up, but you just have to get out there somehow and just start. And again, put yourself out there, share on the socials, and get people to your website so that they opt in. That's what it's really about for me.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to share information. That when we first started the program, we would get that question a lot from people. So-and-so is asking me all these questions and he's not even paying me. And I'm kind of like, I never charge anybody for information. It's not my information. I didn't make it up. I learned it from somebody else. Sharing information is not what people pay you for.
Yeah,
so
they pay for transformation, not information. Yeah, and all the information. I always tell the coach, like whatever information you have, all of it's available for free on Google. All of it. There's nothing that that is not available for free on Google. So it's not that. It's like, you come up with a system and a way of delivering it, and a way of implementing it. That's what it's really about. It's about the system, and that's what my keto code's about. It's like, I'll help you customize it to fit your life. Here's some experiments you could try. Here's this, here's that. It took a long time. Like I said, I mean, I've been working on it for about 5 years now, but I finally feel like, oh my God, my program rocks. People are getting insane results. I do get referrals. And again, as soon as this stupid app gets approved, I'm like, dude, full force. Like all I'll be doing is promoting this app. Free app, free app, free app, get the free app, get the free app, get the free app, free app. It's free. Did I mention it's free? It's free app. And then they're there. And then the thing is, then they watch the videos that are in the free app and they either go, wow, this guy really is onto something, or wow, this guy's really an idiot. Either way, hey, you can't win them all. Some people aren't going to like my personality or my style or whatever, and that's fine. But it's like, at least they got the app, they have a chance. I have their email address, I can follow up. So I know we're kind of wrapping up here. Yep. So what I want to again confidently say to everyone, go over to coachbecker.net right here. Okay, if you're not on my list, and it's a small list, but like, well, I have what's there for my opt-in. I call it my transparent funnel. So it kind of tells you exactly what's happening. It's like a magician kind of explaining the trips. I say, click this button. In exchange for your email address, I'm going to show you how I market, And so you put in your email address.
Is that what you said? Coachbecker.net?
Yeah, coachbecker.net. You get on my email list. It's going to forward you to something else. But anyway, you get on it says, hey, Primal Health Coaches, if you need get more clients, click here. There's only one button to press. It's pretty obvious. Okay. And then it's like, you get on my email list, and then you're going to get email right away. Then you're going to email tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. I think you get like 9 emails over the next week or so. And I'm just giving, here's how I'm doing this. Here's what this works. Here's this. And I just share and share and share. And then at some point it says, hey, you want to book a call? No, you could book a call at the bottom of the page right off the bat. But the whole point is like, hey, let's build a little rapport here. So you got my free thing. I got your email address. I'm going to share some valuable content. It's really good stuff. And I'm explaining exactly what I'm doing to you. Like, here's the psychology trick that I just did on you, and it worked because I have your email address, So that's what I'm doing. And then it's just like, hey, would you like to hop on a call? And then you either hop on a call And then we talk about your website, we talk about your business, and I go like, oh yeah, I think I can help you. And I make you an offer. Or I say, hey, I don't know if you're ready for this yet. Maybe come back in a few months or whatever. Or we can always start, there's small, the medium, and the large. Which way do you want? Hey, we can do small. I can help you get this. And it's just nice. Just like anyone could lose weight on their own, they're going to do better if they hire one of us as a health coach, because we're going to get that accountability. And I do the same thing. Of course, you could build your business on your own. Well, if you had someone in me in your corner, helping you every step along the way, helping you with the wording, the pricing, the offers, getting your message out there, designing the website, you'll probably start making money sooner rather than later.
I love it. So I put in the chat that website, coachbecker.net. I also put in, for those of you that are students or graduates that are curious about kind of Primal Pro, I put that website in there. But call me about it, because we use an app to deliver the content. We didn't build the app. We are working with an organization called Coach Catalyst that has the app, and I'll explain why we've done it that way. But so I can explain the logistics. And then Ryan put in the chat, and then I'm going to let everybody go. Thanks for your help, Laura and Becker. Appreciate your time. For all the new PhD students, you should definitely look into the level 2 course. Really opened my eyes to what a health coach really is. And Coach Becker is a great help too. So the master, thank you for that, Ryan. The master coach course, for those of you, I heard you say that I heard you say this a couple seconds ago or a minute ago, that people aren't paying for information, they're paying for transformation. And there's still a lot of coaches that really lack confidence in their ability to help deliver on that transformation. And that's coaching. For a lot of people. Because I mean, look, ladies, to answer your question, Lydia, I work a lot with women. I'm sorry, we are freaking complicated. Every single day of the month, we are hormonally a different person. Literally, we change. And so I see women get so frustrated because they gained a freaking pound in a day. I'm like, you did not gain a pound of fat in a day. The body doesn't work that way. That's not what it is. Let's let this go a little bit, right? So I really have to lean into these. First of all, a little bit of education. Okay, you didn't gain a pound of fat. Let's talk a little bit about what makes that body weight. But also, why is that 1 pound? Like enough to I have to talk you off the edge. This is a coaching conversation to really dig into where this is coming from and helping some of these women let go of the scale. Now, the scale is important for a lot of people, but it's just data. It's 1 point. And it's the hallmark of your program. Hey, just send me a picture of the scale. If somebody happened to gain a pound, it's not, oh my God, I gained a pound. It's okay. Let's talk about what happened this week. What is it? It could just be water. It could just be that you didn't have a good bowel movement for 2 days. I mean, who knows? Right. So, but at the end of the day, it's really just about data and measuring and finding something that you can tag to, as long as you can do this from a healthy place. And it's so important to lean into that coaching relationship and take that personal obligation of, if my client doesn't do the work, it's my fault. Or if this client didn't achieve the results they were looking for in the defined amount of time, it's my fault. That's not the way this works. That's not what coaching is. And I'm sure I can say this with confidence, even though I never looked at your program. Your one-on-one coaching program, I have to imagine, is different, much different, in terms of just that type of relationship than you have with people that are in more of like your group program.
Yeah. Well, the way it works, they get the same exact content. They get the 90-day drip, they get emails, and then they get to text me whenever they want, and they call me every Friday. They can call, and then we just discuss it. And like I said, there's a whole lesson about the scale, and it's like, oh my gosh, the love-hate thing. I know when you do the whole 30, you're not allowed to weigh yourself. And I think that's awesome. But for me personally, if I don't weigh myself every day, I'm like, oh, I'm not weighing in tomorrow. Like, I'll have a little of this or whatever. Like, I just know it keeps me accountable. But I'm like, oh my God, I ate so good and I didn't cheat at all. And I'm up 1.5 pounds today. What the heck? Like you said, I forgot to have a bowel movement or something, the timing's off.
I mean, it's a deal.
So we let people know that, hey, like ultimately we want to measure with the tape measure, not the scale, all that stuff. And, so again, it's letting people, like, really, for me, it's just about that healthy lifestyle. And again, at first it was just about the nutrition stuff, the no grains, sugar, no seed oils. But now it's like, oh, well, make sure you're getting your sunshine, make sure you're sleeping. Like I was like such a workaholic. I'd work till like 2 or 3 in the morning every single night. Well, now I have kids, so that doesn't happen because they get me up early. Yeah. So like, dude, 10 o'clock screens are off, and we're probably going to back that up even a little earlier. But like no screens after 10 o'clock. And, and I'm aiming for 9 hours of sleep. If I can get in bed at 10, and maybe fall asleep at 10:30. I'll read a book in bed, an actual book, not a screen, and then wake up around 7 or so when my kids get out of bed. Hey, that's 8.5, 9 hours, but like sleep is so important, and then it's like, I mean, I haven't missed a day this year, 10,000 steps every single day. I use the X3 bar, which is an awesome workout thing. It's 11 minutes. Oh my gosh, I love it. I feel like, oh my God, I'm getting
we interviewed him on our podcast, Dr. Jake.
Oh yeah.
He was a guy.
So anyway, it's been great. And like I said, I'm still working on my own journey, and I'm trying to help my clients with that. And then I'm trying to help other coaches, like I said, because we are fighting the system that is not set up for true health and proper nutrition. It's all about the pill. It's all about crap processed food. And even the whole thing with keto now, it's like, I'm pretty sick of keto now. There's keto everything at the store. Right. Costco has a huge keto section of all just crap food. And some of it's kind of good.
They've managed the food industry has managed to bastardize keto as well. We saw that at the Metabolic Health Summit. And we're going to, I don't know if anybody else is going to KetoCon, but we will be there. And I have no doubt it's going to be stall after stall after stall of keto pancakes, keto muffins, keto brownies, keto, so that can be a trap too. But all right, so I'm gonna let you go. But if anybody has questions for me about the Primal Health Coach, the certification course, the Master Coach course, Primal Pro, book some time or give me a call. Everything you need is directed on primalhealthcoach.com. That's also kind of one tip, I think, is have one page that can kind of direct people to wherever they need to go. But reach out to Coach Becker, because he's always. One thing, you're active in our community in a way that I think is just authentically helpful. But you're not giving, you're giving a lot away for free, but the stuff
I give a lot away for free. Well, just like so my free app, it basically has my program. Here's what you should do to lose weight. I just give away the information. And then I say, if you need help, I'm available. Here's my coaching programs. You can either join the community, take my little 90-day reset, or you can sign up for one-on-one coaching. If you need to lose 100 pounds, we should probably talk about the one-on-one coaching, and then same thing with the business stuff. I try to help as many times as I see the questions come in. I answer in Facebook, and hey, here's what you need to do. And that's what the kind of that transparent funnels. You need to build this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And if you can do it yourself, knock yourself out. If you need help doing the actual coding on the website, I'm pretty good at that. I'm kind of a nerd like that. And then, or if you just need help with strategy or you're just not sure, it's nice to not only have a business coach, but it's nice to have a business coach that also knows about the same that's on the same page nutritionally as far as what you're doing. Because you start talking to a regular business coach, you're like, what about high cholesterol? And you're like, okay, relax. Okay, slow down on the cholesterol. Anyway, but feel free to just message me on Facebook or reach out. And if you had questions, like I said, I'm happy to help, because I do love what we're doing here. I think we're all doing the Lord's work, and we are just trying to help people have real health and get off those prescription meds and all that good stuff. So all the Jane-O's in the house, appreciate you all being here. So
awesome, everybody. Hey, everybody, thank you so much. You all have a great night. And if you've got any questions, as always, reach out to me, reach out to Coach Becker. We're here to help. Thanks so much, Chris.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.